We're back to the Neil Haley Show, and I'm excited to welcome my co-host, Coach Bailey. Coach, how are you? And I know you have a really exciting guest for us today.
Fantastic, Mr. Haley. Thanks for having us. And yes, we've got one of the most successful entrepreneurs that I've known for about 30 years now. This gentleman is just amazing. He's a key leader and teaching people how to travel the world for free and learn how to help them make passive, residual income. My specialty is this gentleman is one of my dearest friends from way back. And without any further ado, he's helped lots of people, loves to have fun, making a ton of money, and knows all the facts. With that said, Neil, Mr. Todd Strand.
Hey, Todd, how are you? I appreciate you coming on. And you want to always tell people when they figured out a way to live the lifestyle they dreamed of. It's through entrepreneurship, isn't it, Todd?
Always, always. You know, the old adage, a job means just over broke. Wherever you happen to work, they pay you enough to have an existence to survive. But whenever you take a regular job, your employer's basically saying your dreams will never come true here. And if you study wealth, it doesn't matter what part of the world, it's always through entrepreneurship that people have their dreams come true.
And it's even the ones that are successful that had a job or that decided I'm got to become my own boss, made a certain amount of money and reinvested that are the ones aren't broke, especially at retirement. And who wants to retire when you're an entrepreneur? So let's kind of talk about specifically enough your entrepreneur journey, Todd, really quickly.
Well, I started when I was 13. I mean, I was a rich little kid and I had a lawn and landscape business. And when I was in high school, I had people that worked for me. I mean, hamburgers for everybody. When I got out of high school, I borrowed $100,000 from the Small Business Administration. When I was 19, we had 10 trucks on the road, 25 employees. We were the largest landscape and lawn care company in Champaign County. And there was my accountant of all people who introduced me to the direct selling industry. Fell in love with it and never looked back. And it's been one of the greatest things I've done in my entire life.
And I think you learn from regular entrepreneurship of having your own business, how important it's to manage people, but you really couldn't help your employees' dreams. When you're in direct selling, you can help your employees' dreams. Kind of explain that. You have a lot more of control with your team than you would with an employee, because the employee mindset is, hey, I clock out at 5 o'clock, I'm out, or I work a certain amount of hours. But you can really bring people that are on your team to make their dreams come true in direct selling.
Yeah, even the principles that govern the direct selling industry. If I'm in a traditional company, let's say we're in a sales organization and Steve is someone that I'm supervising. Well, although I want Steve to do well, I don't want to teach Steve everything I know because I'm always afraid he's going to come take my job. So I'm always trying to keep Steve down there so I can stay up here. Where in direct selling, it's exactly the inverse. I want to help Steve know everything I know because the greatest thing that can happen to me is if Steve were to go out and surpass my income. Why? Because I get a piece of it. The more he makes, the more I make. I'm in favor of making more off of Steve. Therefore, I want to teach Steve everything I know. And you just don't get that in the traditional employee-employer set.
Mentorship's so huge. The team you join in direct selling will make or break you. You go to the wrong team, you're not going to have success because leadership is such an important thing. And when you build a huge organization, you have to teach leadership, right, Todd?
Yeah, everything rises and falls on leadership, right? If you got the right mentor, if you got the right situation, people can teach anyone. I don't care what walk of life you're from. It doesn't matter whether you're from Yale or jail. In our industry, if you have the right coach and you have the right situation, there's no reason you can't go out and make your dreams come true. This is a place where average people with above average ambition are making incredible things happen every single year.
Absolutely. And now we're going to jump right into this. The travel industry. You're helping people, as Coach Bailey said, travel for free. What? And earn money at the same time? Tell us how you got introduced to Trevorium and then I have many questions because I've watched the video. It seems perfect for somebody who's an entrepreneur, because the best way to be successful as an entrepreneur is going out and meeting people, not staying on the Zoom call, but traveling, being in these places, meeting cool people. That's the only way of growth in any industry, is going out and doing it. And also traveling for R&R, rest and relaxation, to recharge your batteries or even branding purposes. But to make money while doing it, it's usually an expense that's, oh man, you're like, oh, I don't feel great about this. I enjoyed this, but now I got to get back to work. It's the opposite of this.
Yeah, and for my wife and I, our journey with this company began because we had a daughter that played college softball. And so we were traveling the entire country to catch her collegiate games. We were living in hotels, living in rental cars. As you can imagine, that's getting expensive. So we were receptive to the idea of saving money on travel. Well, I've known the owner of this company since 1998. I live in the same town as the owner, as the corporate offices. Everybody in my community knows who he is. He was a finalist for Entrepreneur of the Year, very successful. So he's like, Todd, you got to try my travel product. You can book travel without all of the artificial markup from Expedia, Priceline, Trivago, Booking.com, all those other guys. And you may not know this yet, but there's huge markup in travel. So when you get rid of that markup, you can book stuff for 40, 50, 60, 70% less. So we tried it. And sure enough, we were saving a fortune. Well, as some of the other sports parents saw the rates we were paying versus the rates they were paying, they're like, wait a minute, how'd you get that rate? It's this travel thing we joined. What travel thing and how did we join? We didn't have to sell anybody. They were asking us for a link. And so we shared that information with them. They began to save money. They shared it with their friends and family. And the number one thing shared on social media is travel. So people keep going online. Oh my gosh, not only am I in Rome, not only am I in this incredible place, you're not going to believe what I paid. Well, when people are bragging about the savings, wait a minute, how'd you get that rate? It's this travel thing I joined. Well, what began as a way to save money on travel then spread to 66 different countries. And guys, I promise you it wasn't us. I barely speak one language, English. I only knew one person outside of these United States. That was a lady in Toronto, Canada, practically the United States, but it spread all over the world. And what began as a way to save money turned into a seven-figure business. And with our company, not only can you get involved, maybe just to save money and travel, but if you refer 3 other people to the membership, you show 3 other people how they can legitimately save big time money on travel. At that moment, you are now earning more than you're spending. So your membership is no longer coming off your credit card, but the membership includes these travel points that you can turn in for 4- and 5-star vacations all over the world. We don't get to travel for free, but you get to travel for virtually free. I was just in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. We were at an all-inclusive resort, oceanfront room, all the food, all the drinks, everything included. For my wife and I, total cost, $129 total price. We were in Dubai, not but 7 weeks ago. We were at a 5-star property, breakfast included, oceanfront, $49. I mean, these kinds of trips all over the world for virtually nothing, all because we told 3 other people how to do the one thing they've always dreamed of doing at a price they never knew was possible.
And so this is the thing that's amazing. You can either go on these dream vacations. What my ears perk up is for these parents that have the travel teams. And they're even, let's say it's 3 hours down the road and they're paying this much for hotels because and I know they raise the price based on the like 4th of July weekend, let's say you're traveling and it was a very busy weekend. They raise the rates of rooms that are worthless. They're not even worth that. So you can go ahead, book the right room, right hotel, and save so much on travel. I see that as such a value right there. And then when you talked about that type of community where parents can really save money when they're doing all the travel stuff, where they're traveling all over the country, and hotels, they know when they come in and they really, it's expensive, right?
Yeah, and well, travel is the single largest industry in the world for a reason. It's the one thing everybody wants to do. In fact, currently travel is twice the size as the oil industry at 10 trillion. And according to Bloomberg Finance, it will grow by 50% in the next 9 years to 15.5 trillion, 3 times the size as the oil industry. Well, part of the reason that matters is that any business analyst or expert will tell you your chances of success in any endeavor are in direct proportion to the size of the industry. The bigger the industry, the greater chance for success. The smaller, the more niche the industry, and the harder it is to make money. Well, you can't do any better than the one thing everybody wants to do, especially when you're showing people how to do it and you can document it. You can prove it. It's not just, I think.
Yeah.
You can go on there and pull up Expedia, pull up our site, like, Holy moly.
So give me
Sign me up.
give me an example, and definitely have to watch the video, but give me an example of how much savings for a hotel you can.
I was just in Las Vegas, Nevada. I was right on the strip. I saved over $200 a night.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that would usually go for.
I normally goes for about 400. I was there for 200 a night. I saved 200 a night. I was there for 50% off.
Yeah, you're not going to find those rates, ladies and gentlemen, unless you're going in the worst time ever and all these different things. And that's so key. I think the other thing that's really interesting, the video touched upon that really was impressed about, and that is if you can save money on your tax, you can save money on your taxes. So explain that, how you're really teaching that as part of becoming a club member.
Well, when you have a home-based business, okay, and obviously if you get a travel home-based business, that's like the ultimate business because you can do it anywhere in the world. But any tax professional, and I would encourage your entire audience, Google this, buy best-selling books on this, go see a local tax professional. But if you sit down with a local tax professional, you're going to find out that if you have a business you're running with an intention for a profit, you can write off your house, spouse, kids, meals, travel, entertainment. Let me say it one more time: travel, cell phones, miles on your automobile. And your own tax professional will look at you and say, look, the average person can save $400 to $500 a month in taxes. That's $5,000 to $6,000 per year, money back in your pocket because you have home-based business. Your own tax professional is going to look at you and say, whose side are you on? And so again, this is something you can validate right with whoever your tax pro happens to be.
And that's great. Let's talk about the comp plan. That's the other big thing, especially if you've been in the direct selling industry. It's not difficult to earn money in this, right? A lot of direct selling, you've got to really hustle to make your first money, but this is a little different, right?
Yeah, we have a very accelerated payout. I mean, with a tiny team, you can make incredible money. I mean, we got people in their second year that are going to earn over 500,000 in income with our company because we're extraordinary product and extraordinary response to our product. When you have a product that truly works and something that people want, it can spread like wildfire and create, incredible amounts of money that just like, oh my gosh. I mean, but that's true of anything. I mean, when Microsoft came out, it exploded. When you got something that people really, really want, there's a lot of money. But going back to the direct selling industry, we have this very accelerated payout at the beginning. So it just doesn't take a lot of people to get to a meaningful piece of income, call it a couple thousand a month, or very many people to get to 10 to 12,000 per month. I mean, we got people in our company that have done that in 4 months. Some people got to 10 to 12 grand a month in 5 months, some in 6 months, some in 9 months, some in 10 months. Some have never done it. I mean, I don't know you, I don't know your mix of skills. What I do know is that if, some people are doing it in 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, it's clearly something highly doable. And for those that are hungry, I believe that if you set your mind to it, there's no doubt you will do it.
And you think about it, the people also, I love when you talked about travel clubs, travel teams, and how parents are spending so much on travel that way. Think about the ones that go to all the events, right? They go to the events for their business. They're going to, Tony Robbins events. They're going to all these different things, or they have to go to these other types of business conventions. They could save money on their travel. They know they have to in their business to travel. Now saving that money it's a no-brainer for a coach, because coaches are literally always constantly traveling, especially to other events, learning from other gurus, different things. That's an opportunity. And then also if they're trying to build some masterminds where they could have an event in that specific region, you could save money by having everyone that you're coaching to join as well. And you're getting an upsell type of an opportunity. So if you're a coach, you're a speaker, you're an entrepreneur that constantly has to be on the go and travel, it's a no-brainer.
Unequivocally. I mean, again, you're going to save a fortune. I mean, I tell people, if you're someone who travels once every 2 years and you have no desire to travel more often, you have no desire to make money, you're better off at Expedia. But if you travel once a year or would like to travel more often, or you're looking to make money, unequivocally, not if not maybe, you're going to save a fortune with our company. And we have tons of coaches, tons, because they travel all the time. They're with our company because they can get rooms for 50% off, sometimes 70, sometimes only 30, occasionally 15%. But I mean, they're saving big time money, a lot more than what the membership costs.
And like I told you before, the way the hotel industry's begun, that if it's a hot, there's a Steeler game in downtown Pittsburgh, they're going to raise the prices of the hotels to a level that you can't imagine. So that's why having something like this, or you end up going at a time when you're like, well, I have to be here, but oh my gosh, the costs are extraordinary. But then you're creating in business while still being able to go out and do your thing, because travel has become so expensive, for sure. Not a problem. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and by the way, just for your audience, part of the reason travel is so expensive is that most of your audience may not know this, but two companies control the entire space. Two companies own every single travel site you can think of. So you're going from one travel site to the next, to the next, to the next, believing that you're price shopping. They go to great lengths to make you believe you're price shopping. They'll have different logos, different features, but they're all owned by the same two companies. And you're going from site to site to site, and they're literally sitting back laughing, going, I wonder who they're going to choose. Because the money comes to the same place no matter who you choose. And because of that, they're able to, with this monopoly, control the price. And again, we're bringing a new model to the travel industry. It got rid of all of the markup, and it can save anyone that's on here a ton of money in travel, or anyone that's on here that wants to make money. It's an easy way to go share that information with other people. And whether it's just you want to make a little extra money or you want to make a lot of extra money, it's a place where your dreams can come true.
Thinking last thing, think about the dream vacations also that are offered at Trevorium. The ones that get to travel the world, like you talked about, Dubai. You talk about specifically ones that you wish you could travel on, that you don't know what hotels to go to and all that stuff. This is where these dream trips come, and those are opportunities through credits. So I think the best way people need to do is, Todd, send them right now to where they can go find more information, especially they watch this video and want to go ahead and be interested in signing up for the travel for Trevorium. Where can they go?
Well, I would actually encourage them to get a hold of you, or get a hold of Coach Bailey here, as far as, learning more information. We have all of the videos that you can learn about our company. We do live pricing demonstrations where we open up Expedia. We open up our site side by side. It's not even close. You can get that NBC News video clip I mentioned where it talks about how two companies control the entire space. So again, NBC News investigative reports. We have a video where it's not me telling you that. It's NBC News investigative reports saying you think you're price shopping, but you're not. And the more you learn about the travel business, the more you learn about what we're doing. We're bringing the Netflix model to the travel industry. Netflix doesn't make money from selling movies. They make money from selling a membership that lets you watch an unlimited number of movies. We don't make money selling travel. We make money selling a membership that lets you book travel with no markup, meaning I can book travel for 40, 50, 60, 70% off. I can save a fortune. Consumers love it. It's spreading like wildfire. And guys, the only thing we're missing is you.
All right, Todd, we appreciate it. Thanks for coming on. I know you're going to have you come back on my show again. Thanks again.
I appreciate the invite. Thanks, guys, so much.
All right,
thanks, Todd.
Neil Haley's show, and we'll be back in just a moment.